What's up, guys? TheArtistV1 here, coming at you with another edition of Story Time, because it's the only thing I could really think of the film today, because I had nothing scheduled for it today. But anyway, before we get to Story Time today, a couple bits of business. Venmo, PayPal in the description, of course, because, I need those contributions to help keep this shit going. That would really help out, like I always say, if you can't build the roof, help build the doorknob, but, yeah. Also in the description, Amazon wishlist. If you want to see something, featured on the show, whether it be a movie review, movie for live commentary, which I haven't done yet, such like that, or like an item in like a game on or something like that, you can ship it right to me, such like that. In fact, we had somebody on the live show Friday say like, hey, I want you to do this for the live show. Or not for the live show, but a video for it. And we're like, cool. So we're going to do that. Also, today is the last day you can get a new artist t-shirt. Please purchase a t-shirt if you want to support me. Otherwise, I'm going to stop designing fucking t-shirts because, I share them on the Facebook page. I share them on my regular Facebook page, and nobody gives a shit. So if you're not going to buy a t-shirt, then I'm going to stop fucking caring. And also, speaking of Facebook, the YouTuber-friendly Facebook, that's down below. So yeah. So, what I want to talk about today is, with Out and About Movie 2 coming out pretty soon, that Brendan was so nice enough to let me cameo in, because it's not just Out and About, there are a couple bits in there, and I got to be a part of one of the bits. Me and Wendell got to be a part of a bit in there. And plus, I got my second IMDb credit, which is pretty cool. But anyway, I figured I would go back and talk about two other short films I did. Now, you guys may remember this from way back in the day when I lived in Houston. I did a short film called Broken Heart 2 and what was it, Streets of London, and Broken Heart 3, The Final Fight. And how this came about is because Brendan actually was in the first Broken Heart movie. And that's the only reason I went and watched it, because Brendan was in it, and we were buddies, so I was like, all right, let me go watch it, support him. And the kid wanted reviews, and I say kid because he was a kid. So I watched it, and it was a decent made, short film for YouTube at the time and shit. It was actually pretty decently made, but the only problem with it is that he ended it on a joke, and it was a very serious movie, and plus he not only did he end it on a joke, but he ended it, there's one, you can sequel bait something, but when you flat out say, like, Back to the Future, take Back to the Future, for example, hey, we have to go back to the future, and then there's that scene that says to be continued. There you go. But this scene was basically like, yeah, sequel, see you in a second. I was like, whoa, dude. I told him, I was like, dude, I liked it. It was pretty good, other than that part there. And he messaged me back saying like, oh, dude, I appreciate the criticism and everything. How would you like to be in the second one? I was like, really? You want me to be? Dope, I'm in. That's different. I criticized the first one, and I get to be in the second one. Awesome. And he was going right into production, so to speak, on the second one. In fact, he was doing 2 and 3 back to back there. So he sends me the script over. I'm not going to say his name, because I know he's still around, but he uses different aliases now. So for all I know, he could still be watching this shit. So he sends me the script, and he's like, you're going to be playing the part of Tony. You're going to have one scene. I was like, dope, right on. But it was a pretty good scene, And I mean, like, lengthwise. But I read the lines that he wrote for me, and I'm just like, the way that I would have had to have read this, I would have never fucking read it that way. And I'm just like, in my brain, I'm just like, you're out of your fucking head, So I was just like, all right, I'm going to have to take it upon myself. So I took that portion of the script, just rewrote it. I pulled a Hollywood diva move, I wasn't doing it to be an asshole or anything. It was just one of those things where I was just like, I would never say this shit. This doesn't sound natural at all, because it was supposed to be a phone call. I was playing his cousin, making a phone call finding out that he has a that he wants to ask out Emma Watson. That was the plot of the movies, that he wants to find actress Emma Watson and ask her out. So the phone call that I give him just did not sound natural at all. Like, it did not sound like a phone call two people would have. So I was like, I'm going to write it where it sounds more natural, you know? So I wrote it more natural, and I mentioned pretty much saying what I just said here. I was like, listen, I'm not doing this to be an asshole or anything, but like, I just think this sounds more natural. Like, tell me what you think. If you don't want me to do it, then that's fine. Just know that this is what I think. And he sent me a message back saying, no, this is actually better. I like this, and I'll give you a writing credit and shit. I was like, oh, awesome. I got a fucking writing credit too? Awesome. This is fucking badass. Let's throw that on my IMDb. Oh, that's good. So, so now we get to the filming portion of it. And now I'm just like, okay, now I actually have to do it. I actually have to film these fucking lines and shit. And he's like, you just film them, send them to me, and man, this turkey neck is like driving me crazy. Just film them and send them to me, and I'll take care of the rest. And I was like, all right, cool. So I'm just like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to film this? So I had to film a phone call, you know, shit like that. So I go to my room at the time, and kind of got the hair in a ponytail at the time, like a small ponytail. And man, it's warm in here. So I was like, all right, let's do a take. So I do a take of it, and I liked it, but I didn't love it, you know? So I was like, all right, let's do it again. So I did it again. So I did it about 5 different times. And to give him some variety, you know, so he doesn't have to pick the first take. So then I was like, you know what, if you guys remember in Houston where I used to sit in that room in front of the camera, like my computer room. So I was like, all right, let me go do one in there, just to make it a different aesthetic. So I go in there, turn on the camera, flick, I light a cigar, thinking he's going to edit this part out. You know, like me flicking the cigar, he'll edit that and then get to it. Flick. Pick up the phone, and I do the fucking scene as scripted. I see the movie, and he leaves in me, you know, flicking the lighter, the cigar, me picking up. I was like, dude, you couldn't edit that, you know? But that's the scene he picked, and like, honestly, I just threw that in as just like, all right, let's just make it seem like I picked something a little different. You know, because the first 5 takes were pretty much in the same place, you know. So, second one goes off without a hitch. Too little to no fanfare. Nobody really, you know. I mean, again, not that, you know, it was his fault or anything. Just nobody really gave a shit, you know. It wasn't like, you know, people were breaking down my door to fucking be like, oh my God, you got to be in my movie now. It'd been nice. Don't get me wrong. But nobody was really breaking down my door to get into their movie and shit. So then he's doing the third one, the final fight, which featured the return of Brendan. Brendan was coming back for the third one, and Gabe was actually in the third one. And they had a substantial role in the third one compared to my role. Now, a lot of the characters were going to die in the third one, including mine. My character actually dies in the third movie. So, as a joke, now this is important because as a joke, I was talking to this kid, and I was like, dude, I'm going to make a 4th one called Tony's Resurrection, man, and it's going to... Now, the whole plot of the fucking movies is this dude trying to find Emma Watson and trying to ask her out on a date, whereas the third one is about Emma Watson's boyfriend tracking us all down and killing us. That's the whole plot of these movies. So, like, as a joke, I'm telling this kid, dude, I'm going to make a 4th one called Tony's Resurrection. And it's going to be about me tracking down Tina Fey for a date. You know, fucking around, right? I just thought it was something I said. Fucking whatever. So again, script comes. I'm like, again, this is like shit that I would never fucking say. It's a fucking phone conversation that does not sound natural at all. And this time, I technically didn't even rewrite it. I basically just got like an idea of the scene, tossed that shit aside, and just improvised the whole fucking thing. Because it was basically just like one paragraph that I had to say, and then somebody knocks on my door, and I'm like, oh my God, and then bang, 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 I'm dead. You know, pretty much what happens. So, and again, he was like, oh yeah, just do that. Yeah, I'll give you a writing credit. I'm like, okay, fucking yeah, another writing credit. Hey, I'll take it. Because at the time, I was a real big press whore. Anytime I could see my name in something, shit, I took the opportunity, you know. So again, filming comes. This time it was pretty fucking straightforward. You know, I didn't have to do multiple takes because, well, I couldn't really do multiple takes because I had to be in one setting and I had to be somewhere where there's a door. So I could open the door and be like, oh, it's you know, and then boom, I'm dead. So, filmed the scene quite easily. You know, this Jay Barrymore motherfucker's acing motherfuckers like crazy, you know, shit like that. So I film it and shit. And I filmed me falling down and shit, you know, so we could get the, because he said he's gonna have special effects, you know, so he gets special effects and shit. So everything's filmed. Now this is where like petty shit kind of comes into play, you know. Now he lets me, Brendan, Gabe, and whoever else was involved in making it. There was other people I don't even fucking know involved in making these. He was just like, all right, since this is the last one, everybody's gonna get a T-shirt for the movie. I'm gonna give everybody a copy of the soundtrack because he had a soundtrack for it apparently. Everybody's gonna get copies of the DVDs of the movies they're in, and some other fucking shit he mentioned. So I was like, dope, man. That's pretty fucking sweet, man. That's fucking really dope of him and shit, right? So, I messaged him one day saying like, hey, did you ship that stuff out yet? Because I was wondering if maybe you could throw in some DVD copies for my friend Jackie so she could see the movie. And he messages me back and says, oh yeah, about that. I could throw in the DVDs for Jackie, but the thing is, the T-shirt, soundtrack, and all that shit, we're kind of running low. The last one went to Gabe, and we're gonna stick with Gabe because he's a bigger star. I was like, well, all right, that was kind of a bitch move, but okay. And I said that. I was like, that's kind of a bitch move, but okay. You know, that's all I said. And he was like, well, you don't have to make a big deal about it and everything. I was like, well, I'm not. Dude, I just said that's a bitch move. I mean, you promised us all this shit, and then, you know, not all of us, because it wasn't just me that wasn't getting it. It was like, I think 2 or 3 other people not getting the package that he offered or promised. So I found that a little bit of a douche move that he said that. Like, well, Gabe's a bigger, you know, star, so we're just gonna give it to him. But long story short, with that one, nobody got it. Nobody got the package. The only part of the package we got was the DVDs. And Jackie's DVDs, all she got was like disc and a sleeve. Mine actually had like the DVD art, whereas hers was just in a sleeve. So that was kind of like speed bump number 1 with him. So we did some DVD features. I believe he did like some interview with me, which originally started out as a commentary for Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, I think that's what we were doing, but then he just kept asking me questions where it just turned into an interview for me. I was like, we're not even talking about the fucking movie, dude. You know? So he added that on to one of the DVDs, I think. Now, just so you know, these were uploaded online, but they're no longer available. I don't know what happened to these fucking movies because, well, I'll get there. So after the movie's come and gone, again, to little to no fanfare. I mean, you know, his fucking fans came and went and shit. Brendan's fans came and went and shit. You know, my fan came and went and shit. You know, so they came and went, and it was pretty cool. I mean, like, looking back on it, it's pretty cool because I got to fucking be in little short films on YouTube. I got to fucking write, kind of. You know, I got writing credit, you know, for shit. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it was pretty cool for somebody like me at the time on YouTube. That was pretty fucking dope, you know, because like at the time I didn't think I'd ever be able to get to do that. Now here I am, like fucking making short films on lip singing, and here I am being in 2 of Brendan's fucking movies and shit. I have 2 credits on IMDb because of that now, and it's just mind blowing. So I mean, even though there was a lot of shit that's about to come, well, not a lot, but enough. So after that, dude's still sticking around YouTube, the kid who made the movies, and he's starting an interview show. Now, I loved doing these interview shows You know, this one guy, Goldfish Eats Souls. I don't know who this cat was, but he messaged me and was like, I'd love to do an interview with you. I'm like, fucking sold. I'm game, you know? So I did the interview. Romero Movie News, he did an interview show. I was on 2 of his. So when this cat was just like, hey, I'm doing an interview show, I'd like you to be a guest on it. I was like, fucking hey, sign me up, man. So we get on Skype one night, and we do the interview, and something happens in the middle of it. I think we get like 20 minutes in, and like his Skype connection was like fucked up. So he messaged me. He was like, I don't feel like getting back on. And this is true. There was a Skype connection, so it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to avoid him. There was a Skype fuck up. So he was just like, I'm just going to pat and we'll reschedule. I was like, right on. So I messaged him. I'm like, when do you want to reschedule, man? And he was like, well, I'm trying to get MJ Kelly. For some reason, he was obsessed with getting MJ Kelly on his show. I don't know why. Not that I have anything against MJ Kelly, but he was obsessed with getting MJ Kelly on his show. So he was like, well, I'm trying to get MJ Kelly. So I'm trying to do some other things too. So we're going to try and get you back in September. Meanwhile, it's May. And I'm like, okay, dude, whatever works, man. So, you know, fucking months go by. You know, September comes. And one day it just hits me. I was like, oh, yeah, shit, dude, wanted to do that fucking interview, man. Let me hit him up. So I messaged him on YouTube. Didn't hear anything. I was like, huh, that's weird. Didn't think anything about it. So I think I went to one of his videos, and I was just like, I think I wrote like, hey, check your messages, man, you've been blocked. What the fuck did I do to you, man? I haven't talked to you in like fucking 5 months. So I can't remember how I eventually got a hold of it. I think it was Skype. I think that's what it had to be. I messaged him on Skype. I was like, hey, man, I went to go message you about this interview and everything, man. Like, you know, what the hell's going on? It says I'm blocked and everything on YouTube. And his excuse was just like, yeah, you're just too pushy. I'm like, motherfucker, I haven't talked to you in 5 fucking months, and I'm too pushy? Like, what? I'm like, what the hell do you mean I'm too pushy and shit, man? You know? And then boom, blocked on Skype. I was like, this fucking dill hole here. So, the reason why I know the movies aren't on YouTube anymore is because I was going to be a dick. You know? I was just like, okay, you want to play this game? We're like, hey, I don't want to fucking talk to you anymore and shit. Okay, I don't want my image in your fucking movies. I didn't sign anything saying you could fucking put them in there, so fuck it. I want my shit off of it. So I messaged him on Facebook saying, I want my image off your fucking movies and shit. And he said, and he was telling the truth, and I know this, and I'll tell you why. He was just like, okay, I would do that. I would take down the movies, but I don't have the password. Because he had his YouTube account, and then he had a YouTube account specifically for the movies. And he was like, I would do that, but I don't know the password for the movie account. Now, everybody who was in the movie had access to the movie account. It was Broken Heart Movies, and the password, I believe, was Emma Watson Movies. Well, I believe sometime in that fucking span of May to September, I don't know when, he changed the password. Why, I do not know. Because I think after all this shit, I went to go try and log in, and yeah, the password didn't work. So I was like, wow, son of a bitch. You know, so, sorry if you just heard my computer noise. So I was just like, huh, okay, so whatever. But then every now and then, after, like years after, I'm just like, you know, I feel like going to watch me in that scene. Or I'd show like one of my friends, I'm like, hey, I was in a movie. They're like, really? What? I'm like, here, check it out. And shit. I wrote this shit, man, you know. They're like, you wrote the whole movie? And I'm like, yes, I did. You know, nah, not really. but I did show them. I'm like, yeah, I was in this movie. And look at this scene. And I tried showing my baby mama one time, but she didn't want to see it. She was like, you die in the third one. Oh, yeah, speaking of dying in the third one, he actually edited the scene. Oh, man, he showed me the rough cut of the scene of me dying in the third one, right? So, in the third one, I see the rough cut. This is the rough cut version. This footage probably is nowhere to be ever fucking found again. But I see the rough cut version. Now, in the scene, I open the door, and I say, oh, and it's supposedly me finding out it's Jay Barrymore, Emma Watson's fucking boyfriend and shit. And the scene happens as bullets fucking hit my chest, like fucking 4 of them, and they're like digital fucking bullet holes hitting me and shit. It looked cheesy as fuck, but it was still pretty cool. And you see the bullet holes fucking hitting me and shit, and I'm like, oh. And then I fall down, and then boom, I'm dead. You know? So, like, I'm like, that is fucking dope, man. I can't wait to see that shit. So the actual movie comes out, and then once I do, wait, it's, boom, screen goes black, bang, 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 bang. That's it, scene's over. I'm like, well, what happened to the fucking awesome scene that you had? This was his excuse. Oh, because you said you wanted to make a 4th one. Dude, that was a fucking joke. You know, I'm not really making a 4th one. You know, like, I could, oh, God. So, yeah. So, okay. Whatever. So, anyway. So I would show people, like, hey, I was in these movies and shit. So, I think just, like, what was it? I can't remember the last time I went and looked it up, but I know the last time I went and looked it up to be like, hey, I feel like going to check that out for old time's sake and shit. Movies weren't there. None of them were. You know, which sucks. Because even Brendan and Gabe had a sweet fucking scene in the 3rd one. I mean, they were like the show stealers in the fucking 3rd movie. If for some reason this movie ever shows up again, I mean, I have the DVDs somewhere. Maybe I could like point my camera at the screen or something. I don't know. You know, if I can ever do that shit, fucking their scene alone is fucking worth it, because their scene is actually pretty good. You know, But yeah, that was, trying to think, was there anything else that I missed? I almost missed the important shit. But yeah, he thought I was really going to make Broken Heart 4, Tony's Resurrection. You know, I'm just like, dude, that was a fucking joke. I'm not really making a 4th one, you know? Apparently, and that was told to me by, like, a mutual person. They're just like, oh, he's mad because you're going to make a 4th one. I was like, dude, I'm not really making a 4th one. That was a joke. You know? God, I don't even like the fucking first 2 I was in. Not really, you know, but I mean, the storyline could have been a little bit better. I mean, like, overall, yeah, I mean, the storyline was like, whatever. But it's one of those things where, like, well, it's cool because I'm in it, you know? I think there's a part of people, I think there's a part of, like, Hollywood actors that, like, even though they're, like, in the shittiest fucking movie imaginable, there's a part of them that's just like, well, it's still kind of cool because I'm in it, you know? And that's me. You know, especially like, you know, Broken Heart 3, the final fight. It's just like, you know, some of the shit in this movie is just fucking god awful. And it's like a 16-minute movie, I think? Or 20-minute? I don't know, it's pretty fucking long. Can't remember, it's been a while. Some of that shit in the movie is pretty fucking awful. The dialogue, like the music goes over the dialogue. You can't even hear most of the dialogue. Some of the dialogue's so low you can't even hear it. But part of me is just like, I'm in this movie. You know, I die, but I'm in this movie, you know. But, yeah, I tried showing Baby Mama the movies. She wouldn't watch it because I die in it, which I'm like, you don't even see it. It gets blacked out. She's like, I don't care. I want to watch it. I'm like, of course. So, yeah, that is my Broken Heart / short film experience. And then I got to do... you know, Out and About the movie with Brendan, and we all know that fucking story. I'm not telling that story again. Oh yeah, funny story with the air. I got some time left. I will tell this. The Out and About movie, that whole spiel at the beginning actually comes from Broken Heart, because in Broken Heart, there's a scene where I'm trying to tell my cousin to how he's gonna get Emma Watson, and it's like, the scene is like, oh dude, this is how you get her, man. First you gotta get yourself a fly suit, some sweet sunglasses, and you gotta get the Axe body spray. They love that Axe body spray, man. That's where that joke in Out and About movie came from. You know, because Brendan was just like, yeah, just come up with some stuff and I'll play off of it. And I couldn't think of shit. So I'm down there in the basement trying to think of a scene for Out and About, and I'm just like, what if I just did Broken Heart? You know, so I did that. I was like, dude, if you're going to Vegas, you got to get the Axe body spray. They love that. And I added the double pits to chesty shit. I was like, they love that double pits to chesty shit. I don't know why, but they do. The sweet Men in Black song. And I added the pussy be falling at your door. So, for anybody who ever wanted to know where that came from, that's where it came from. It came from me doing these fucking 2 movies. It was the Broken Heart. I believe it was Broken Heart 2. I believe is where I did. Yeah, because I had the cigar. So yeah, it was Broken Heart too. So yeah, so that's where that fucking gag came from. You know, the double pits to chesty and shit like that. Because usually when people remember Out and About movie with me in it, that's usually what I hear about. It's like, oh, double pits to chesty and shit. And I'm just like, so yeah, there you go. That's where that came from. Because I think that was like the rough version of it. He was just like, you got the. I think, oh, what did he write? I can't remember exactly what he wrote, but I think I like made it smoother. You know, with that, dude, you got to get the Axe body spray. You got to get the Men in Black sunglasses. You got to get the, you know, I came up with that. So then, like, when I needed something for Out and About, because me and Brendan used to joke about this fucking movie, you know, because we're just like, we know it's horrible, but we're in it. I think that was it, too. You know, we're just like, these movies are horrible, but we're in them. You know? So, but yeah, so then I got to do Out and About movie. I was able to bring that joke back, which is funny. And then I got to do Out and About, too. So, and, you know, maybe there's another joke in there that's pretty funny. I don't know. You'll just have to wait and see in the movie, Out and About 2, Las Vegas Adventures, which should be which should be shipping soon. Hopefully Brendan gets his shit together and everything. So, yeah, that's it for this week on Story Time, what I could think of in a hurry here. So Venmo, PayPal in the description, of course. Please go get yourself a World Board Game Championship t-shirt, man. I think it's pretty cool. It says the champ is here. It has the Breakdown Palace production shit on the back and everything. $22, man. Come on, $22. I only make $9 off of that. So go get yourself a t-shirt. Otherwise, I'm just going to stop. Excuse me. Otherwise, I'm just going to stop making fucking t-shirts, man. If you don't care, I don't care. Especially when I keep sharing them on Facebook and everybody's just like, man, fuck it. People like it. They're like, oh, I like this. But liking it doesn't buy you a t-shirt, okay? And also the YouTuber-friendly Facebook page. You can come over, like me on there, friend me, whatever. And of course, if you want to see like a movie reviewed or you want to see something pop up in an episode or, you know, something like that, there's the Amazon wish list. You can have that shipped directly to me and we can have all sorts of fun with that shit. So until next time, I will see you guys for Friday Night Live. And if anything happens in between, I'll be sure to let you guys know. So until next time, I am the Artist Version 1. And guess what? I'm out.